Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into an idea that might just change the way you see your biggest challenges. It's about fear. We all feel it. The fear of failure, the fear of judgment, the fear of the unknown. We spend so much energy trying to avoid it, to run from it, to pretend it isn't there. But what if I told you that fear itself isn't the problem? What if the real issue is something else entirely? The ancient Stoic philosophers, thinkers like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, had a revolutionary perspective on this. They didn't see fear as an enemy to be conquered. Instead, they saw it as a signal, a natural human response. The real problem, they argued, isn't the feeling of fear, but our reaction to it. It's the story we tell ourselves about what that fear means. Think about it. When you feel that knot in your stomach before a big presentation, is the fear itself what's holding you back? Or is it the thought, if I mess this up, everyone will think I'm incompetent? When you hesitate to start a new project, is it the fear of the unknown that paralyzes you? Or is it the belief that I don't have what it takes to succeed? The Stoics taught that our judgments, our interpretations of events, are what truly have power over us. Fear is just a sensation, an automatic response. It's the meaning we attach to it that turns it into a cage. We become prisoners, not of fear, but of our own beliefs about fear. We think fear means stop, danger, you're not good enough. But what if fear just means this is important to you? What if it is a sign that you re-stepping outside your comfort zone and into a space where growth is possible? This is a profound shift in perspective. It means we don't have to wait for the fear to disappear before we take action. We can feel the fear and do it anyway. Freedom, in the Stoic sense, isn't the absence of fear. It's the ability to act in alignment with our values, regardless of how we feel. It's recognizing that the feeling of fear cannot physically stop you from speaking, from creating, from trying. Only your decision to let it stop you can do that. So how do we put this into practice? Let's break it down. The first step is to simply acknowledge the fear without judgment. When you feel it rising, don't fight it. Just say to yourself, okay, I feel fear right now. This simple act of naming it creates a small space between you and the emotion. You are not the fear. You are the one observing the fear. This is a powerful technique called cognitive distancing. You're separating the raw sensation from the narrative you usually attach to it. Imagine your fear is like a cloud passing in the sky. You can watch it float by without getting swept up in it. By observing it, you rob it of its power to control you. You see it for what it is, a temporary and natural part of your inner weather system, not a permanent storm that defines your landscape. The second step is to question the story you're telling yourself. Ask yourself, what am I really afraid of here? What's the worst-case scenario? A lot of the time, when we actually spell out our fears, they lose their monstrous shape. I'll be embarrassed. Okay, and then what? People might laugh. And then what? Life goes on, you'll survive. In fact, you'll probably learn something valuable from the experience. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment." This is the core of Stoic freedom. The power isn't in changing the world outside of you, but in changing your mind about it. You can't control whether you feel fear, but you can control whether you believe the stories that fear whispers in your ear. Let's use a practical example. Say you want to ask for a promotion at work. The fear kicks in, your heart races. Your mind floods with negative possibilities. What if my boss says no? It'll be so awkward. Maybe they think I'm not ready. This is the judgment, the story. A Stoic approach would be to first, acknowledge the feeling. I am feeling afraid about this conversation. Second, challenge the story. Okay, my boss might say no. That would be disappointing. But it wouldn't be the end of the world. It doesn't mean I'm a failure. It might just mean the timing isn't right, or I need to develop a few more skills. Suddenly, the fear is no longer a paralyzing monster. It's just a data point. The fear is telling you this conversation is important. Now you can use that energy to prepare, to build your case, to practice what you're going to say. You're no longer reacting to the fear. You're responding to the situation, with the fear simply along for the ride. You are acting with courage, which isn't the absence of fear, but acting despite it. This lesson extends to every corner of our lives. The fear of rejection in dating, the fear of criticism in creative work, the fear of uncertainty when making a life-changing decision. In every case, the fear itself is not the obstacle. The true obstacle is the belief that the fear must be obeyed. The Stoics called this the dichotomy of control. We must learn to distinguish between what we can control and what we can't. You can't control whether you feel anxious before a first date. You can't control whether the other person will like you. But you can control your own actions. You can control whether you show up with kindness and authenticity. You can control whether you focus on having a genuine conversation rather than fixating on the outcome. That is where true freedom lies. It's the freedom to focus your energy on your own choices, your own character, your own integrity, regardless of the turbulent emotions you might feel or the unpredictable outcomes you might face. When you stop trying to eliminate fear, you reclaim all the energy you were wasting on that impossible fight. You can then reinvest that energy into what truly matters, living a virtuous and meaningful life. So the next time fear shows up, try this. Don't run from it. Don't fight it. Greet it like an old acquaintance. Say, there you are again. I know what you are. You're just a feeling. You're a sign that I'm pushing my boundaries. You're not in charge here. I am. Remember, fear is not the lock on the door to your freedom. It's your judgment about the fear that forges the key and turns it. You hold the power to change that judgment. You hold the key. The door has been open all along. You just need to find the courage to walk through it, fear and all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this Stoic perspective offers you a new way to approach your fears and find a deeper sense of freedom in your own life. If this resonated with you, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more content on philosophy for modern living. Let me know in the comments what fears you're learning to walk alongside. I'd love to hear your story. Until next time, be well.